Warning, cheaters may contain adult themes and strong language. Parents are cautioned that this program may not be suitable for children. Coming up on this episode of Cheaters.
We know this evening, he again is not with his friends, but he's in the company of this young lady. Andrew, I'm Joey Greco with Cheaters.
What is this?
Man, we can do something else besides this.
From Cheaters surveillance cameras, you are about to view actual true stories filmed live, documenting the pain of a spouse or lover caused by infidelity. This program is both dedicated to the faithful and presented to the false-hearted to encourage their renewal of temperance and virtue.
It's just like he's just trying to keep a big secret from me.
I just can't take the lies.
I just can't go on anymore. I need to know the truth.
I don't like being the one that has to show you this.
Yeah, we got it right now. They're heading south.
I'm tired of the excuses.
This is something that I've got to know.
They're together right now. There they are. Let's go.
What's up, homie? Who are you, homie?
How did you do this to me? Stop! Ow! Stop!
You better get right with God.
I love you. I'm so sorry.
Real reality television is brought to you by Cheaters Detective Agency's Private Eyes on Cheaters.
Hello, I'm Joey Greco. Thank you for watching Cheaters. Meet Irene Carrizales, a woman unable to endure the faithless behavior of her husband. In a desperate attempt to save her marriage, Irene calls on the professionals at Cheaters.
Irene Carrizales, age 22, a housewife worried about the confusing role her husband may be playing in their marriage.
Me and Andrew started going through some things after the miscarriage, and we just started arguing a little bit more. And that was the point where he started like putting his hands on me. And my dad couldn't accept that, you know? So he told us either he goes or you have to go with him, because that, he didn't want that under his house. So by that time, Andrew was already spending our money on, drinking with his friends and stuff, and we didn't have enough to save up. So we moved in with his parents. Like, his attitude totally changed. He wasn't like that when we were barely dating, He was such like an angel, treated me like a queen. And when that started happening, it was like that was a split personality I had never seen in Andrew. I never wanted to see in Andrew. He doesn't come home on time, and then every time I call him on the cell or anything, he's like, I'm gonna be home in a little while. He won't be home. One of my friends said that there was these girls at his shop or whatever, and they were drinking, and that night he said he was just drinking with some friends. So that kind of made me wonder, like what's going on here? What your stories aren't adding up. This is my first love. I don't want anything bad to happen in our relationship. It's my best friend. But in the same time, I can't keep hurting myself, It's hard. I don't want nobody to throw it in my face and say, well, it's not meant to be if you had, 2 miscarriages. Because I feel like it is, but I feel like we all have, our trials and tribulations to go through. Love doesn't come easy, you gotta have some kind of pain.
If you suspect infidelity in your relationship, Cheaters licensed investigators may be able to provide you assistance. Exercise your right to be informed. Andrew Carrizales, likeness withheld, age 23, a car audio technician forsaking his role as a family man. Investigation Day 6. Cheaters investigators research new leads while field agents continue to stake out the home Irene shares with her suspect husband. After days of coming up short, Cheaters and detectives observe suspect Andrew Carrizales, whose likeness is withheld, exiting his apartment. He climbs into his truck and travels several miles to an apartment complex. Cheater's PIs quickly move into position, and as if expecting his arrival, an attractive young female approaches Carrizales' truck just seconds later. She hops right in and leans over to kiss suspect Carrizales. Intrigued by the findings, Cheater's agents prepare for a mobile pursuit. Several miles later, suspect Carrizales and his girlfriend make a stop at a shopping mall. They make a few purchases and affectionately stroll through the mall. Quite some time later, suspect Carrizales and company return to his vehicle. Investigation Day 9. Cheater's operatives are back at suspect Carrizales' residence to document any suspicious activities on Carrizales' day off from work. After surveillance teams wait several hours to affirm his departure, suspect Carrizales makes his presence known. Later, miles away, suspect Carrizales ends up at a familiar apartment complex. Suspect Carrizales has to wait around for several minutes before his once mysterious companion, now positively identified as Diana Rodriguez, gets into his vehicle. Annoyed by her tardiness, suspect Carrizales zooms off, leaving Cheater's mobile units with the task of playing catch-up. Several blocks away, Cheater's PIs find suspect Carrizales and companion Rodriguez at a pizza parlor. The couple opts for takeout as suspect Carrizales prepares to enjoy a little afternoon picnic with companion Rodriguez at a nearby park. Companion Rodriguez munches her pizza and thanks suspect Carrizales for being such a gentleman. Finishing their meal, companion Rodriguez decides it's time to go back to her place. Returning to companion Rodriguez's apartment, the two disappear behind her front door and are not seen for several hours. Investigation Day 15. Cheater's PIs reconvene at suspect Carrizales' residence after receiving information concerning his possible intentions for the evening. Suspect Carrizales quickly enters his vehicle and is tracked to companion Rodriguez's apartment. Suspect Carrizales walks to her front door and disappears inside. A short time later, Cheater's detectives observe suspect Carrizales and companion Rodriguez advancing toward his truck. Suspect Carrizales' disregard for his wife is evidenced in this recorded phone call with Irene.
Hello?
Why am I hearing that you were somewhere with a skinny right now?
What fraud? When? Where? Who'd you hear from?
The other day when you was at the shop?
Man.
Obviously you ain't telling me the truth, so I gotta come to you, but you ain't being a man about it and then we know what's the deal.
Man, that wasn't even me chilling with them.
Okay, why didn't you tell me that when I called?
Because I know you was gonna trip.
So if you knew I was gonna trip, you just make it even worse to make me feel like you are cheating on me.
Everything's gonna be alright, alright? I love you and everything, and it's only cool, alright?
Alright, whatever.
I'll be home in like 30 minutes.
Cheater's field operatives wrap up their inquiry and report back to headquarters. After the break, the confrontation.
With compiled proof of Andrew's infidelity, Cheaters contacts Irene to notify her of the findings. Irene musters the last of her courage and prepares herself for the worst. Irene, thank you for being here tonight. I know when you contacted the show initially, you did so because you had some questions about what was going on in your marriage with Andrew. You were hesitant to take these steps because you had some fears. Can you tell me about what some of those were?
I don't want to leave my husband. You know, it's my first love, it's my first marriage, and I don't want to just drop it for something that I'm suspicious of and not to know the truth behind it, and maybe later on regret it and find out he never did anything. When I'm also scared to find out, I might be have to live by myself.
We're all here behind you. We're going to do whatever we can to help. You ready to see what the detectives have? As the investigation starts, we had a detective outside your apartment. That's Andrew. He gets in your truck and he drives to an unknown residence. He's met by a young lady who hops inside. She gives him a kiss as she gets into the truck. They then drive to a mall, and you can observe their behavior inside. Going down the escalator, she's got her hand on him, so they're familiar with one another. As they leave, the detective follows them. He drops her off, and then he leaves. On this evening, our detectives observed Andrew again leaving. He heads to the apartment of the same young lady. They go to get something to eat. After an evening of fine dining, he now takes her back home. A quick kiss before they go in. Irene, I know this is not what you hoped for. Now, look, it's going to be okay, all right? Now that you see that, are there questions that you want to ask Andrew?
Hell yeah.
I know that he's been abusive towards you. And I know that he has an assault charge from his past. Please know that nothing's going to happen to you tonight. Okay? We have enough security. Everyone that's here is behind you. All right? Where did he tell you that he was going to be this evening?
With his friends.
He said he was going to be with his friends. And he thinks you're at home. We know this evening, he again is not with his friends, but he's in the company of this young lady. I'm going to call the detective right now, and we'll find out where he is. What do you got? He's taking her to dinner? Okay, we're going to just head over right now. All right. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Lay it out. All right. So they're still sitting there talking. Okay, we're on our way. Restaurant's on the right or left? Okay. As soon as we get to the patio, open the door, there's only the detective, another undercover agent, and the two of them on the patio. Okay, you got that? All right, we're coming right now. Just getting ready to pull in the parking lot. You come out my side. He's coming out right now. Come on, Irene. Andrew, I'm Joey Greco with Cheaters.
What is this? What you asking me about this? This is what I'm doing to sit there and make this relationship work. And you,
Man, we could do something else besides this.
are you?
I didn't know nothing about you. I don't even know who you are.
What?
What are you doing?
Think how these people up here feel.
Man, oh, come on, think about it. Come on, what you doing to me?
Boy, hey, let's go, man.
What are you doing to me? Why are you out with this girl?
Hey,
I don't see you going on dates with her. They don't show me.
man, but I was already finna break it off and everything.
Coming up, the conclusion.
Come with me.
I ain't finna come with you. I'm letting you know something. I've been there, man. I had 2 miscarriages and y'all doing this to me.
I ain't even doing nothing to you.
Why? You took her out on a date, man. I got
Why you
other.
make it so hard, though? Why can't you
How
just
am
leave
I
me
making
there?
it hard? I'm at home cooking and cleaning for y'all. What did I do to you to make you turn to another girl?
I don't know. I don't know.
How do you feel about Irene?
I love her.
Do you think you've been acting like you love her? Because she doesn't feel like it. At least give her the respect. At least talk about it, because you've got 4 years invested. So if this is worth fighting for, now's the time to do it.
Listen, man. I love you, man. Just listen to me. Yeah. Listen to me, look. Man, I love you, all right? But we need to talk about this somewhere else. We need to get play somewhere else before we even try to do something here. Oh, look, man, I love you, and that's all to it. That's all it is to it, man. And you're the only one that's gonna ever. I'm gonna always love. Give me another
What happens
chance.
when this happens again?
It won't happen again. Just
How
give me
do I
another
know
chance.
that?
Just give me another chance. I'm gonna be home every day.
Why you do this to me, man? Why you do this? Why you do this? Why you do this, man? Why you do this to me?
What? Man, I ain't even doing nothing, man. Just go to the car. Let me talk to you. This is me. Come, I'm gonna take you home. Come on.
Andrew, I don't know if she's ready right now to come home and talk with you. Are you willing to work it out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, are you willing to be honest with her?
Yeah.
Because understand, she left her family to be with you.
Let's get in the car and go. Come on, let's go.
All right, you guys, now listen to me for a second. If you guys want help, we'll provide counseling for you. All right? Because you're young, you've got your whole lives ahead of you, okay? You've been through a lot together. And she's been through a lot, and she's stuck by your side. Don't let something as frivolous as this keep the two of you from working it out. Okay?
Come on, let's go.
I need my smoke.
All right. All right. Are you okay? Look at me. You gonna be all right? You gonna be okay going home? If you're concerned at all, I want you to call Gomez. We'll be there to help. Okay?
Let's go.
All right, guys. Let's load up. After the confrontation, Irene reflects in solitude before deciding on the fate of her troubled marriage. Coming up shortly, Cheaters explains her profound thoughts on the matter. But first, Cheaters presents Mike Morris. Mike details the distasteful predicament he found himself in on Cheaters.
Mike Morris, age 48. Mike describes how he ended up with egg on his face over an incident with his ex-girlfriend on Cheaters.
I was parked back there by a dumpster, thought I was kind of hidden out. We could go do what we wanted to, and people with lights come walking up and screaming, hollering at us, and look out the window, and trucks around with all these people out there with cameras and everything. So I got the heck out of there for a moment.
I'm Joey Greco with Cheaters.
What are you doing?
Oh
my God, I'm nothing.
Where were you?
You did it. Go.
What are you doing?
That's my friend.
Oh my gosh.
She's just a wild, crazy girl, likes to have a good time. And she may love somebody, but some people value love more than others. And some people have a different definition of love than others. And I think her definition of love is pretty loose.
What's happening? Get down. What, do you stay down? What was that? Oh, somebody's funny.
Well, everybody out there has done what I just did that night. Everybody has. Whether you want to say it or not, whether you want to, if you didn't, you're lying, flat out. So people need to look at it like that. Everybody's done that at least one time in their life or another. I believe so, anyways. If they haven't, they're lying to me.
Irene Carrizales is still very distraught after learning about Andrew's secret affair. Despite all of his immoral behavior, Irene chooses to give Andrew another chance due to their long history together. Irene also affirms that her deep love for Andrew is out of her control and cannot fathom living day to day without him. Irene admits, though, that she may be vulnerable to more hurt and pain one day. She confesses that it's a risk she's willing to take. Andrew Carrizales says that he was approached by Ms. Rodriguez a while ago and was too weak to deny the attention of such a beautiful girl. Andrew confesses that pretty girls never approach him in that way and still wonders why Ms. Rodriguez was so interested. Nonetheless, Andrew has agreed to stop seeing her and is ready to get his marriage back on track. For her part, Deanna Rodriguez states that Mr. Carrizales initially approached her and was quite persistent when asking for her phone number. Ms. Rodriguez says that Mr. Carrizales' rebellious nature was very attractive to her, but she is completely turned off after discovering that he is a married man.
All done, sir.
Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you, Mr. G.